Hello guys. Wow, so this is the first time I'm doing a recording of something that's educational, and I really want to make this a theme on my channel, and I'm not sure I might create a fork of the channel, but as you can see, my den is a total mess. Um, right over the back, oops, hang on, over there you go. PSense box is having some issues, run out of space basically, so I really want to virtualize that. This over here is the Bolin AF Threadripper box 1950X. I'm not sure you see there's a Gundam guy over there. That's a 6850K, the gaming Windows 10 box. And behind that is the FreeNAS with 8 4TB drives. And I have some food, which I should get to later on, but anyways. So this is a very brief video on adopting the UniFi, what's called the UniFi. Let me pull it up actually on screen. So, where's my mouse run off to? Found it. Damn mice walking off. UniFi 8 switch, I think called. So this is basically what's called a level 2 switch. And what a level 2 switch means, it's a managed switch. Oops, that's the wrong one actually. New UniFi switch 158. It's a 150 watt unit and it has PoE. There we go, found it. This is the one. This is the one. So it's really a awesome piece of kit. There is, I believe, a 24 port one, but for my virtualization work, this is going to be alright for now. And if you need more ports, you just buy another one and you still use the old one because we all need more ports. Like Jack Bauer, he's like, give me a socket, give me a socket. Not quite the same too, but anyways. So it supports SFP, 2 SFP ports. Which means you can plug in your multi-mode fiber and scale this out, but that's not really what I'm after on this one. It has 8 ports, and the most important point is it's level 2, which means you can set up a trunking port or multiple trunking ports if you wish, and you can tag VLANs. And what that means is when you have your TCP/IP packet, essentially, more or less. It's a very crude analogy because it's not really the correct way it works, but if you think of it as the basically the packets are told to go to a certain virtual LAN, and when you're on the end of a virtual LAN, you basically can't access the other LANs, whether they're virtual or regular. So what was weird with this one was the manual didn't tell anything about a default config compared to other Ubiquiti stuff, and this thing relies on DHCP, which means you have to have it plugged into your DHCP network, and you just have to take my word because I've got my edge router running, but for security reasons I don't want to show the UI because it lists a whole lot of MAC addresses and stuff like that, but you can take my word for it. This is now running. It's the LED is white because it hasn't been adopted. Let me see, what's the IP address it's sitting at? It's 10.03. Okay, it's sitting at. Let's do this. So this is my terminal, and oh yeah, I like this quote. It's all programmers never die; they just become managers. Oh wow! So yeah, if you're a manager, yeah, okay. SSH Ubuntu 10.0348. Okay. Whoops, an extra dot. There we go. The default path is UBNT. I got in here and I was like, oh, nice to see the whole Vayata OS thingy. And I'm like, okay, help. And boom, something I'm pretty familiar with because I had similar issues in setting up the cameras and stuff. And the easiest way that I found with Ubiquiti stuff is just SSH in, and you tell it where you want to set the inform URL. So let's I normally have copy paste stuff, but let's do it the manual way. So set inform, and as you can see, I haven't backed my UniFi install behind SSL, which is very bad because this is just basically a test lab type thingy bob, and yeah, things are still up in the air. It's been months on end. I live in Sri Lanka, and just yeah, I'm not gonna make this a rant about how hard it is to get stuff down, but put it this way: Tom Lawrence Systems gets stuff done lightning fast. Like in a week, he's got like 10 videos out, and it's been over 5-6 months, and I'm still trying to get my act together, to be honest, because this space is just not working out for me. Cables are running all over. I've got 4 UPSs on the floor somewhere. It's a wiring nightmare. It's a fire hazard. The FreeNAS box has 8 drives, and those 8 drives are hooked up, generated 3D by 3D printed spaces type thing. So if a drive fails, and I think one drive has been given smart errors, I kind of have to go through and see which serial number match it up to replace the drive. Long and short, it's not very manageable and maintainable, and for a business, this is quite frankly a joke. And it's coming to the point where I'm hiring a really cool dude who has similar hacker style mindset, and yeah, I think it's time we get our act together, and I'm basically going to be moving a lot of this stuff downstairs into its own space. I'm going to most likely be hiring a professional firm that does data center installs to come and do the wiring for fiber and Cat7 cabling, which I need to order from Singapore, so that the network is 10G proof. And I will also need to order a rack, which will be a proper, 24U rack that's, say, got a meter or so depth or longer, and then I can slowly start migrating away from all the PC cases into 4U units, maybe like a GPIO backplane, the whole shebang, stuff from some Narco or whatever. And again, ordering this stuff from halfway across the world is not easy, but c'est la vie. So, okay, now let's get back to where we were, because I digressed. Yeah, so set inform, let's keep the IP address. Actually, in this case, it's a URI. So, what do we need? 10.0.0.150. And don't worry, you can try hack me on this stuff. I mean, none of this stuff is, going to get you anything. You're not going to make money or find bitcoins dangling at the end of something. But here we go. Set inform. So now it says, please adopt it to the controller, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's try and keep this on screen. Sorta. Yeah, let's just try and pull this maybe. So if I go back to the main screen, I'm going to try and hit refresh. Oh, there we go. It instantly pops up. It is so quick. So now it's coming up here. These are the 2 UAPs in my house actually that I just wired up. Took about 2 months to get it wired because I've got a wonderful guy. He's a bit old, on the older side, older gentleman. A little bit senile, but his attention to detail is great in the sense you give him a task and he'll spend maybe 2 hours doing something, but he'll do it really well. The trouble is he isn't reliable and coming the next day basically because he has a kid he looks after, and not his own kid, and he really loves the kid, and long story short, yeah, he doesn't turn up, so he's not reliable in terms of turning up. So my wiring job has still pretty much up in the air, cloud stuff, right? So okay, I'm going to hit adopt, and let's go back here, and then we'll wait for it to finish adopting. It goes from adopting to provisioning, and that's usually what I found to be the time when it's makes sense to run the command one more time. But once you do that, you no longer can SSH in with existing credentials, I believe, because it kills the SSH session because now it's no longer in SSH management mode. It's more in fully adopted, and it's being managed by my software, um, by the UniFi software. So what's really neat about this solution is the switch could be next to me, which it is right now, or it could be halfway down the country, you know, and I can still manage it fully from here. Um, so let's see. I think it's already done, but I just need to refresh the UI. Oh, maybe not. It's taking time to adopt. It's taking time to adopt. I mean, it's like adoption. Okay, wow, it's taking time. So yeah, I can just ramble on while it's adopting. I mean, so why would you? Well, yeah, basically, if you need something like this, you already know why you need it. So, but the point is, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do some virtualization stuff. It lets me create sandboxes of networks, basically. So, and then I can. The larger goal for me is to set up 24/7 VPN between these sandbox networks and AWS, which is the cloud platform of my preference. And that way we can do some really cool stuff. Let's leave it at that. Wow, this is the second time I did this, but interesting. Oh, I think I know. It's waiting for me to do it second time. There we go. There we go. I think that's why it was taking so long. Because last time, there you go. Right, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's done. Let's do one more time, and it should kill my connection, I think. Yeah, this is going to kill the connection. There we go. Yep. So now it's provisioning, and so I can just drag this window over here. And what's cool is that now we get to, let's just go overview. Wait till the provision. So provisioning is basically the Ubiquiti vernacular for programming the thing with whatever your settings are on your controller. So on your controller, I could do some stuff, and hypothetically, if it was offline and it comes back online, it'll then re-provision, or you can trigger a re-provision, and then those settings will persist on your device. It's not like an IoT solution where you have like MQTT and blah blah blah, but it's kind of basically taking the approach of software for networks kind of thing, or like DevOps. It's like CI/CD, continuous deployment. It's kind of along those lines, because right now, rather than, I mean, you can also script all this stuff up, by the way, and you can just have your scripts and you just log into the via OS, and you can just magically do everything through the scripts. Or you can just click through, and it just makes management so much easier. And you can have, like, your users, access policies, all that stuff, different sites. It's just really brilliant. So let me see now. So now we're connected. I actually need to do something here, because I have a laptop plugged in. And earlier it was looking fine, but now all of a sudden it's just being a bit wonky on the UI. But this one is green actually right now, but it's just being all weird. Hang on. That's the laptop on sleep. One moment. Oh yeah, I think the laptop is gone all screwy. One moment. Let's see. Alright, there we go. So I'm pulling the cable out. The laptop. Let's plug it back in. So this is a cable that's plugged into, well, one of the ports on the switch. And there we go. It's got an IP address now. So that's interesting. This UI was working completely fine earlier, so one active device. Oh, here we go. What's this? Wow. 9 clients? Really? Oh wow, it's picking up a whole lot of stuff, and oh yeah. Am I already exposing stuff I shouldn't be exposing? Well, yes, I've exposed all the MAC addresses. Oh, never mind. And okay, here we go. So we've got this port. I believe, let me see, port 6. What is port 6? PoE. PoE should be off, by the way. That's dangerous. Don't fry the laptop. Don't fry the laptop. Okay, never mind. Details. Okay, users, yes. Oh, here you go. So we have, what's the IP address? 3.6. There we go. So it's called Einstein. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. So 3.6 Einstein. So what is Einstein? Ooh, deep packet inspection. Nice. And it's on this port. It's on port number 6. There we go. So I could, technically I could just label this as Einstein, but it's not a VLAN, but wow. That is very nice. So I wonder if it's just going to work out the box. I'm going to try and run some traffic on this thing. So I'm going to go to Google. I don't think deep packet is enabled out of the box. Let's do YouTube. Okay. Does it auto pick this stuff up? Wait. Let's go back. Let's go back to Einstein. It'd be nice if I could refresh. Config. Blah blah blah. Network. Like, I'm learning and picking all this up as I go. This is the first time I've been playing with this PDF kit. So I guess there's a bit of stuff to enable for statistics. So we know for sure that 6 is the thingy bob. Now, port 8, interestingly, it has an uplink. Yeah, but that's cool because, and that's interesting because, you know why? 6 is actually hooked, 8 is actually hooked up to my other router. And it's already detecting that it's an uplink, which I find is very cool. Because I didn't tell it was an uplink at all. And look at this, you can block stuff, and I've not configured anything here, by the way. This is all out-of-the-box stuff, and if you fully adopt this whole system of UniFi products, you can have this nice green dashboard, but honestly, this isn't the sort of thing that I would trust. I would go, like, so many levels higher up, things like ELK stats, Grafana, and all that kind of stuff, and really, really take it to the level of where I can, if I have a dashboard, I can actually trust the stuff on the dashboard. This is just pretty UI. That's about it to me. So, let's see statistics. Okay, nothing much there. I don't need to bother the map, devices, insights. Oh wow, all the stuff on the network. Devices, map. That was an interesting one, topology, I think. This is the... Wait, not that one, hang on. There was one here. Here we go, topology. This is the cool one, yeah, you go. So I guess mine hasn't grown yet, but if you check out Tom's channel, he goes into how once you, add stuff to your network and do all the stuff, this thing's a very, very cool feature. What is this button? Ooh, very nice. So yeah, guys, so this is just a very quick walkthrough on how to very quickly adopt a UniFi device, basically. And so you can adapt this to other UniFi devices as well. And so all you need to do is go into your router, your primary router that is, the one that's serving DSCP to your clients in the network, find the IP address that has been issued to the UniFi device, SSH in with username UBNT, password UBNT, and then you just need to do the set inform stuff at the CLI, and boom, you're ready to go. Straight to the races, as they say. So, and just to come back here, so what's cool is I can come back here, I can program trunk ports, and I can even go here and then say, okay, I want this to be a VLAN, and see here you can do PoE, you can turn PoE off, and you can also program what kind of networks you have in the settings option, and then you can do all the other cool stuff, link negotiation, blah blah blah. And once you set up VLANs, which is in settings really, so if I were to go into settings, and we go to networks, you can set up different VLANs here. That's cool. So let's I was about to end the video, but let's just try it out. So let's create a new network. I want to call it VLAN only, right? We're going to give this an ID. And I need to see what IDs I've already given on network, so hold on. We have got 10, 20, 40, 40. Cool. So let's give this ID 50. Okay. I'm going to call this dev. No. I don't think these are paranoid, but yes, it's called staff sandbox. Or dev is too. I mean, everything is dev. So training wheels, but then 50 is kind of like a very high number for training wheels. I'll just do a bigger than 30, 40, 45. Okay, let's do 45. Because I already have 42 on the network, so let's do 45. Let's not go with big numbers. I like to keep the 50, 60s for, something that becomes significant, so we just call it training wheels. Training wheels. Yep, IGMP snooping. I can come back to this later on. Garden conditions. All of this. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I think I'll come back to later on. So let's do training wheels. Okay. Now, things I want to show this to you. The laptop is here. It's going to be wee bit tricky. Hang on. So, right, what is the IP I've got so far? 10.0.0, so the 10.0.36, right? Oh boy, yeah, I can't do it right now because. So what happens is you need to set up the ID here, and then on your uplink router, you need to have that VLAN coming through to the port that is plugged in here. Then this thing will basically untag the VLAN ID and then pass that through. But what I can just quickly briefly show you is what to take going up for, what's it, port number 7, 8, and let's just take an odd one, let's just take port number 3. What I can do is click on port 3, hit edit. And what I can just say PoE off, I want to say, I can say training wheels. So what this does later on, once you set up your upstream correctly at least, right? You can do mirroring as well, so cool. What happens then? So port 10, what do you call it? Training wheels. Training wheels, VLAN 45. So what's cool is, right, and this is the real power of it, right? Because I just, and look, it just switched to provisioning. Oh ho ho. So when it's provisioning, there's a small delay in the network, but there, it just provisioned and now it just push the changes. Now I also want to rename my device. Oh, there you go, alias. Okay, we'll call this what was this, USG, what is it called again? 125, 150, and PoE, SF, okay. So we just call it, this is really going to be the router that's going to sit at the end of the pfSense router. So I'm going to call it pfSense UniFi switch. That makes sense. Just give it something that's sensible, and then you know what it is. And, now the name is done. Can I close this window here? I can. Now I want to do a manage device and custom upgrade. Now there's a window. There's a thing that came up here. Now it's vanished. So here we go. I can upgrade as well. I think that's a good idea given that these, I'm not sure, I need to double check, this might be an MIPS. Ooh, I can't set it in now, can I? Yeah, see the passwords change. Ooh, hang on, let's just see. Yeah, it's denied. See, you can no longer access in with that password anymore. You have to, hang on. I think there's a way to do this. I can get a debug terminal. That's really cool. Let's try this. I just want to double check if I can find out the architecture info. It might be an MIPS CPU, or it might be an ARM CPU. If it's ARM, then upgrading is very important, because right now this video is being filmed on 17 January 2018. Let's just see. This is work uname -A. Oh, here we go. SMP. Oh, here we go. There we go. So this is an ARM 71 based CPU. Do we have proc? We do, right? CPU info. Here we go. It's an ARM version 7 processor. Yeah, basically, long story short, this CPU would be subject to what's it called, SPECTRE and the other one, what it was called, massive bleed or meltdown, massive bleed. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I'm gonna copy this because this needs to go on a tweet. Seriously, this really needs to go on a tweet. 1 minute, Twitter. Yeah, so I was able to check it out nicely. Uname A works. Somebody's making noises outside. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Basically, my sister is taking a cloth and is slamming the cloth against the balcony, which is perfect timing. Honestly, I'm recording and yeah, wow. Come on. Stop. Ah! Okay, she's up. Yes. She didn't even notice that I'm here. So CPU info. So I think I'm just going to just erase the last bit and just say, I can't type the tweet. Update your UniFi Ubiquiti devices. I'm going to tag Tom on this one. So now I'm just going to go back here and let's see if, oh, what's happening? Is it updating? Oh, it's upgrading. Did I click upgrade? Wow. I must have done that. So it's upgrading, which is interesting. So now let's just see if the IP address is stuck on my laptop. Because, oh yeah, it should be rebooting and doing some random stuff now. Okay. Yeah, it's nice, it's already upgrading, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. So I guess the upgrade will take a short while. I think it's cool that it's gone red because this is now offline. Because it's offline for the upgrade. And I would assume upgrades are pretty disruptive to your network, so that's something you check in to see how it would gracefully do an upgrade, because I can see the thingy is the LED is flashing and going a bit nuts. So load average, what's the temp? Ooh, 56. If it's on this side, you're not meant to keep it on the side. I'm keeping it on the side. I have not much space. But 56 is pretty hot, so I think I might be damaging my unit. But this is a very quick test. So as soon as it's done, I will take it, put it flat on its belly, and then I can check to see the temp drops. By the way. And let's just take a look at afterplugging, because this is interesting. We figured out that I was connecting to another thingy bob, another router. And that was pretty neat. It's still upgrading. Okay, now it stopped flashing. So I think it may be doing a reboot or an initialization. So What's it doing? It's just staying white. We need to come back here and be all online content. Where is it? Yeah, I'm just gonna do the video. Keep the video going. We're not flashing again. So the manual says the flashing is for it's initializing. It's doing the it's booting up essentially. So I would imagine that any network services at this point would be kind of crippled when you're doing a firmware upgrade, which makes sense. Right, this went blue. It just went blue and white again. Okay, now it's blue again. It's staying blue. Yeah, it's staying blue this time. So I think upgrade should be done with staying blue. Maybe like running some final upgrade scripts. So I think it's still doing some final upgrade scripts. And I'm going to have my food in a bit and post this on YouTube. So guys, I know like this just a quick recap for 2018. My channel started out with no direction as such, but just my interests. And at the initial stages of my channel was my interest in watches. As I was, there we go, it's provisioning. There we go. And watches, and then I also shared my interest in pens. And I think this is for the longest time. These are the two things I mainly spoke about on my channel. So from my 1,000 subs right now, I would say the bulk of you guys are either in the watch camp, in the pen camp, or a combination of the two. And you would have found lately I've not been touching on watches and stuff. I've been more on to my tech and gaming and Twitch and that kind of stuff. Because the thing is, over a span of time, your what we call interests change, and while watches are an interest to me now, my interests have kind of like, if you think of it as when you're starting out, your interests are like you care about so many brands and all that stuff. Over time, you kind of like you get set in your ways. You refine your interests, so as I do, and now I only follow like two brands very closely, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 to 6. Let's put that way. And even the beyond the 2, those are pretty minimal. It's mostly what's out on Hodinkey, and so my point, and since my interests are primarily into my work and stuff, I'm not always thinking about that stuff as such. Like, okay, so hey, I'm wearing my AP Raw Oak, loving it. Got my aunt to take it to Geneva and get the bracelet fixed. This was kind of getting loose. But yeah, that's about it. I'm not adding pieces to my collection and stuff. What I'm basically focused on right now is getting my whole tech stack downstairs and building my office and trying to get talented people to work in an environment that they love to come to work every day. And more on that later on. That'll be the what I would call the not the mission statement, but more the I guess you can call it a mission statement of something I'm working on right now. And so yes, I see people posting saying, please, we want to see more pens, we want to see more watches, but don't worry, there is some content coming through because I was out of the country last week, and I spent an entire morning at Patek Philippe and had a lot of fun. I was supposed to go to AP at some point, but it wasn't the right time for me, so I'm hoping to do another trip maybe middle of the year. We'll see how that plans out, and if that does, I will definitely do a lot more watch content because I have actually upgraded my camera. So I didn't get rid of anything. I added a new camera, a total badass. it's going to be a new video. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and work on the video this weekend. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of new content coming out this week into next week on my channel. So stay tuned. So now this is done. I've shown you guys how to provision, upgrade, and even double check which CPU your UniFi device has, for obvious reasons, like if there's a security leak, and right now the whole hub right now is the issue with SPECTRE and Meltdown and all the Intel ARM AMD chips that are affected. So yeah, now I upgraded this. I now just need to go back on the Ubiquiti blog and double check that this version patches SPECTRE, and then I need to double check which vectors are patched, because as I recall from my research this morning, there are about 3 attack vectors for SPECTRE and Meltdown, and I just need to make sure it's 100% patch, and then come back, because I have an Edge Router X, which is like a $50 tiny router, really powerful thing for the money for sure. That is an MIPS CPU, and so that doesn't need to be patched. But of course, I would need to keep updated with my upgrades. So I've got a gecko up there, and I'm getting a little bit worried about. Well, he's over there. My foot's over here, so I'm just getting a little bit worried. So I'm going to end this soon. Have my breakfast, I suppose, at about 3 p.m. Yeah, it's been one of those days. And get this on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share your thoughts. Tell me what you think about educational stuff in the tech space. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, but not really, because I can't see you anymore. You can see me. So, bye-bye.